Do any senators desire to change their vote? Clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 40, no 0.
Ayes 40, no 0. The rules are suspended, and the third constitutional reading is dispensed with. Senator from Western Fairfax, Senator Marsden.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the bill pass. And speaking to the bill,
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. The amendments, committee amendments to this bill return it to its original posture, but it adds a reenactment clause. 33 years ago, Mr. President, we defined small business as a business with basically receipts of over $10 million or 250 employees or less. Because of inflation over that time, 95% of Virginia businesses qualify as a small business. When 95% are small businesses, nobody's really a small business. And this has been a difficult one to solve. It was 33 years ago we did this. 15 years we've been trying to solve it. And I don't believe this bill is, in its current form, is going to become law, but we need it. We need it because JLARC is going to conduct a study looking at other states and how they define small business, and it would behoove us to have a benchmark that they can compare those other states to. This comes from a study from the Small Business and Diversity Agency here in the state, which a study was done with VCU. So this is as good as we can get it right now. But we need to engage the small business community. We've heard from some, but not from too many small businesses. We need to get them engaged. We need JLARC to have this as a benchmark to measure what other states are doing against. So it is a vehicle to move it forward. It's been defanged by the reenactment clause. And I want to work this in the off-season here with JLARC to come up with a really good definition of small business so small businesses actually have the advantage they were designed to have in state contracting. And so I reiterate my motion that the bill pass.
Thank you, Senator. For what purpose is the senior senator from Chesapeake, Senator Cosgrove, rise?
Speak to the bill, Mr. Chairman.
Senator has the floor.
Mr. President, I apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that we will not advance this legislation. I've worked with the patron. He's a great guy, and I hate to work against this bill. But what's of paramount importance here is we're redefining small business without really getting the input that we need from the small business communities.
Something that qualifies as a big business, but I can assure you in many industries across this Commonwealth that the small business definitions outlined by the federal industrial classification codes do recognize what a true small business is, and I would hope we'd defeat this bill.
Thank you, Senator. Do any other senators wish to be heard on Senate Bill 1098? Senator from Western Fairfax, Senator Marsden.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to wrap up, I believe the gentleman from Rockingham heard from his small business constituents because this bill was out there. What we need to do is to get people's attention. We've tried to solve this for 33 years since we first began that definition in 1986. I recognize the flaws in the bill, but my understanding of the JLARC study is that they're going to look at other states, not try to define what it is in Virginia. This is a vehicle for getting people out of the woodwork, engaged in this process, and trying to solve this so that small businesses get what they deserve in the Commonwealth, which is an opportunity to bid on state contracts and not have to compete against large businesses. Right now, 250 employees, you could have, under the current law, you can have revenue of $1 billion and qualify as a small business. We need to get this process going. This is a process bill. It's not designed to ultimately pass, but let's get it down the road and show Virginia that we're serious about solving this problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Question is, shall Senate Bill 10